Hello, I'm Owlbear Rogue. Welcome to my cave. Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons, character creation for Wild Beyond the Witchlight from the player perspective. I think this is a delightful campaign to build a character for because there are so many games I run where I have to ask people to limit their choices as far as species and background because there are things that just don't make sense in the world of the game. But the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, literally anything goes. The whole premise of the game is a Fey carnival that travels in between the planes. So you could be any kind of creature from any world that D&D has ever created or that you've created and find a good reason to have made your way to this carnival. So the world is your oyster. The multiverse is your oyster. Get out all your books, flip through all the pages, look online at cool character art, get inspired, make the character of your dreams for this quirky, whimsical Fey adventure. There are 2 species introduced in the book. The first is fairy, and come on, I can't believe we've gotten this far into D&D without having the option to play a fairy. What fantasy fulfillment for so many people. You can have a mushroom growing out of your head, you can have gossamer wings, whatever your fairy fantasy is, this is the time. The other new species is the Herringon, which is after my own heart. Watership Down is my absolute favorite book. It makes me cry happy tears if I think about it for too long. And the Herringon is basically a bunny person. They're called Herringons because they're hares, get it? And they're fast, so they're here and gone. They're Herringons. I think that's pretty clever, and I enjoy that. You can make your Herringon fluffy and fuzzy and cute, or if like me you like your rabbits with a little bit of edge, you can sure make yourself an edgelord bunny person. Please do that. Make yourself a little Bunnicula. Tell me all about that in the comments, please. I really want to know. We get 2 backgrounds that come with the book as well, and they're pretty cool. The first is Feylost. The idea with Feylost is you have wandered away somehow in your youth to a fantasy, a Fey realm. Maybe you got lost in the woods as a child and accidentally stepped in a fairy ring. Maybe you were at the carnival with your family when you were a kid and you wandered away and found yourself someplace strange and new. Or maybe your mom shook her finger at you one too many times and said, you better behave or so-and-so Fey creature is going to come and snatch you in the night. And that Fey creature was like, well, thank you, madam. What a lovely idea. I think I will. And yoinked you into some kind of Fey realm. You spent time there, you've come back, but you've never quite been the same again. Woo. You get 2 features as a Feylost. The first is a Fey mark. This is some kind of physical manifestation of your time in that other strange realm. So you could have a strange eye, an extra finger on your hand, a new oddly shaped birthmark that appeared on your shoulder. The possibilities are really endless. If you need a place to start, there is a roll table, or just get creative, whatever you think. The second thing you get is something called a Feywild visitor. And this is some shadowy figure from your past travels in the Fey realms that appears to you in dreams and visions. This is such a gift to your backstory and to your DM to help pull you into this campaign. So really talk to your DM about this one. There's so many roleplay possibilities here. Does your character know this shadowy figure? Do they recognize them and know why they're visiting them? Or do they have gaps in their memory? Are they entertained by this figure? Haunted by this figure? There's a lot of meat on the bone here. The other background we get is the Witchlight hand. And the Witchlight hand works and lives at the carnival. The carnival is their whole life. It's their home. And this option has been so popular with all of the people that I've run through this campaign that it's almost been a problem. You know, you can run games where it's like, what happens if everyone is a paladin? What happens if everyone is a rogue? Well, it's like, what happens if everyone is a Witchlight hand? That's been my experience. I think the possibility of being so much a part of this cool world, being literally behind the scenes in this campaign setting that's so intriguing right from the beginning, is pretty irresistible, and people really seem to love it. They enjoy it. We've always made it work. So definitely check that out. You'll probably, in my experience, be very drawn to it. As a Witchlight hand, you get something called a carnival companion, and that's just some sort of relationship that you've formed at the carnival. So it could be a pet, it could be a ball of light that follows you around, it could be some crotchety, strange old performer that you've made friends with or that mentored you. Again, this is a real gift to your backstory, to fleshing out who your character is. It's a gift to your DM, so make sure you're chatting with them while you're doing all of this. Once it's time to actually get started, there are several different ways the adventure gives us to kind of be pulled into the story. Your DM might come to your group and ask which of these entrances you're interested in, or they might just have an idea of what they think is going to work and they're going to go with it. Either way, whatever they choose, as always, bring your DM snacks, give them praise, give them offerings of, I don't know, pencils with satisfying erasers. I feel like I would like that. That sounds very, very appealing. And what I like to do as a DM is to let my character creation, let my folks go wild. I feel like people have so few chances to just create whatever they want. I want my players to have that experience. So I let them go wild. And then I kind of look at the direction each of them is heading and see which of the plot hooks, which of the entrances into the campaign make the most sense. I'm also open to having different characters make their way to the carnival in different ways, depending on what their motivations are. And then having a way built in to kind of get everyone to gel together, get everyone on the same page in the carnival. And I'll talk more about that if you're a dungeon master who's dipped in on this video. I'll talk more about how I do that in a separate video for you on getting started running Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So have you made characters for the Witchlight Carnival before? For this campaign, I want to hear about it. Tell me all about the different cool features that you picked, your Feymarks, your carnival companions, what species and class and background you went with. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for exploring the feminine urge to play Dungeons & Dragons with me, Owlbear Rogue.